Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my part 2 of my cancer experience slash journey slash how I took it. So I needed 4 cycles and each cycle is 21 days. And then so each cycle is 21 days and I would only get chemo day 1, 2, 3, and 8, and then on the 4th day I would get a shot. So I'm not really exactly sure the type of chemo that I got for my treatment, but yeah, there's like multiple different types. But so the first day of my chemo, I was like completely like unaware, like I did not know what to do, I didn't know what to bring or anything like that. So in each of my day 1 cycles is extremely long. It's like I would get there at 8:30, 9 at the latest, and I didn't get home till like 6, I think. Yeah, so I brought a whole bunch of coloring books, all this stuff to entertain myself, all my school stuff, because I wanted to try and do schoolwork, not realizing that I would not feel like doing it at all. So basically the first day, this is how my typical first day of each cycle would go. So I would get to CHOP and then sign in at the front desk, and then I would get called back by a lady that takes your height, your weight, your blood pressure, your temperature, asks you if you're having any pain, like 1 to 10, like all that. And then she would say, go ahead, you can go to the back. And then my first day, I sat in the cube 4. Since it's CHOP Voorhees is a really small like oncology department, I think there's like 5 cubes, maybe even 4 or 5 cubes, but I remember I sat in the 4th one, I think. Wait, actually I think there's 5. So I sat in the 4th one, and then there's 2 rooms with a bed and a bed. So basically they accessed my port in the access room. So when they access your port, you have to wear a mask, like one of those masks. Like I had to wear one, my mom was in the room, so she had to wear one, and my nurse had to wear one. So they clean it, everything. And then they also like they give you numbing cream. First of all, they gave us a whole binder like of what to know if you have any questions. They had a whole bunch of like questions and answers in there, all the contacts of everyone. Basically it was like basically everything you needed to know in like this nice huge CHOP binder. So after I got accessed, I went back to my little chair and I was hooked up to fluids, and they wanted to give me like a lot of fluids because the chemo that you're getting is super toxic to your body, and it's literally like straight up chemicals like going into you. So they don't want you to have they don't want you to keep it in your body. Like, of course it's fine, but to keep it in your bladder, because it could cause bladder damage, and like they didn't want that to happen. So basically the first day I was hooked up to, I think, 2.5 bags of fluids. Well, you're hooked up to fluids like throughout your whole day, but my day 1 is always the longest. So basically that day I had a bacon, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel. That's all I wanted. And I had water, and I think I had like a little pack of goldfish too. So the whole day I felt really nauseous, but it was like under control, like to where I felt like I had to throw up, but I didn't need to. Like I wanted to, but I knew I didn't have to. So and of course, like, they give you medicine, like, if you don't feel good, like, they'll give you medicine. If you're nauseous, they'll give you medicine for your nausea. Yeah, so they're like really, really good. So what was I gonna say? I always like forget my train of thought. So my first day of chemo was November 27th, and like that was my first day of chemo, so I had no idea, like, you know, like what to expect or anything. So the whole entire day, like, I had goldfish, my water. I think I had like a little can of Sprite, also half a can of Sprite maybe, and then my bacon, egg, and cheese. So basically I'm trying to do my homework, and I couldn't do it. Like, I just physically, like, mentally and physically, like, I could not focus on it. Like, no matter how hard I tried, like, I really, like, I was trying, because I did not want to fall behind, because I was gonna start being at the hospital constantly. So I did not want to fall behind in school, but like that day I just couldn't. So fast forward to the end of the day, basically they unhooked me from everything, but they left the needle in my port, and they just taped everything down, and I was so confused of why they left it, because they didn't want to access it again the next day, because the first 3 days of each of my cycles I got chemo, and then the 4th day I got a shot, so they would only take it out on the 3rd day, so they didn't have to access it again and again and again. So flash forward to the end of my day 1, and I'm walking out with my mom, and I just, as soon as they unhooked me, like, from all my stuff, I felt extremely nauseous, to where I knew I just had to throw up. Like, I needed to, I just didn't want to. So there was a little bench out front, and mind you, it was kind of cold out, and I loved that fresh air, because I was just inside for hours and hours on end. So I get outside, and I'm sitting on the bench while my mom grabs the car, so I didn't have to walk all the way to the car. So basically I get in the car, and I was so scared I was going to throw up in the car. And then the whole way home, I was so nervous that I was just going to throw up everywhere in the car, and I was just, ugh. So we finally get home, and I laid on the couch, and I actually, no, I did not fall asleep, because I was scared that the needle was gonna stab stab me if I bent down or anything. I was scared, like, my organs, I guess, I don't know, I was scared I was gonna stab something inside of me. So I just laid on my back, and I was like dozing off and waking up and dozing off, and then all of a sudden I woke up, and I had to grab one of my throw up bags, because I just knew I was about to. And not to be gross or anything, but it smelled like complete chemicals, like nasty, nasty, nasty chemicals. Yeah, it smelled like nasty chemicals. So, ew, my hair looks so weird right now. It smelled like, I don't know what to do with this piece. Okay. Basically, it smelled like nasty chemicals, so that was extremely gross. And I threw up my favorite breakfast thing, bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. So that sucks, because that literally ruined it for me. And then, so that was basically the end of that night. I don't know why I just put my hair up, because it doesn't even look good. Okay, so that was the end of that night. And then, so I wake up day 2, same thing, go to the specialty center and sign in at the desk. They ask you, everything's still the same? Yep, everything's still the same, still at the same address, blah blah blah. I haven't traveled outside the country in the past 21 days or anything. Height and weight, all that jazz. So this time I was in the 3rd cubicle because someone was already in the 4th cubicle. And this was day 2. So day 2 was way shorter than day 1. Not exactly sure how many hours, but it was extremely shorter. Like, I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, it was still way shorter. So anyway, today, on that day, I didn't even bother bringing my schoolwork because I knew I couldn't focus or anything. So I did not bring my schoolwork. Trying to remember what I did on day 2. Oh, yes, I remember. So day 2, there was this weird red, one of my chemo medicines that I had to get through my bag. It was red, and my favorite, my favorite nurse Karen, she told me, don't be alarmed when you pee after you get this medicine because your pee is gonna be red. And I was like, okay. And like I just like kind of was just like I didn't even like realize what she was saying. Like I heard her, but I just didn't like take it in. So weird me, I go to the bathroom and my pee's red, and I come out and I start freaking, well, I'm in the bathroom freaking out. I was like, oh my god, why is my pee red? Like, is my bladder bleeding? Blah blah blah, like thinking to myself. And then I go tell my mom, and she was like, yeah, that's normal, that's what they told you was gonna happen. And I was like, oh, I forgot. So that was that. And then I did a lot of crossword puzzles. I did a lot of coloring. I slept. Yeah, I slept there that day. So that was that. Actually, no. And then there's a child life specialist there. Her name's Bray. And she basically a child life specialist, which is what I want to be when I'm older. Well, that's what I want to go to college for. You work with kids in hospitals. Well, Bree worked with cancer kids like me, and so she has crafts. She has a lot of crafts for you to do, and yeah. So I did crafts that day also, and coloring and stuff. So that was day 2. Day 2 wasn't bad, and keep in mind the only time I threw up was the cycle 1, day 1, like the first ever time. That was the only time I threw up from my chemo. So we get home and I'm just exhausted, and I instantly like I'm sleeping. Like I just go to sleep for the rest of the day. Yep, and 2 of my best friends came and visited me, and they brought me a smoothie and buffalo chicken tenders. So that literally made my day for that day. Day 3, cycle 1, day 3. This was the shortest day. I think I'm there by 9 and out by like 12, at least 1. And this, I remember, I think it was a Wednesday, because on Wednesday there's this girl, there's something called Hole in the Wall, and there's this lady, and her name's Gil. I feel like that. Her name's Gil, and she brings all these crafts and stuff. And I remember first, I remember my port was not healing. Like it was all like scabby, and like it wasn't healing. Like it kept opening up and bleeding, and it just wasn't healing. So I remember and it would randomly start bleeding on my shirt. So I remember they gave me a little kid's because you know how you go to a hospital or something, your doctor's office, they give you a gown. They gave me a little kid's or a little baby's gown, and I'll put in a picture because it literally looked like a cute shirt, and it was a blue and green tie-dye baby gown, but it looked like a t-shirt on me, and it was extremely cute, and I literally loved it. And I wore it as a shirt for the rest of the day. So my mom was like, why are you wearing that as a shirt? Because we literally went to stores. So day 3, I was feeling really good actually, and I made a mirror, like a flower mirror, because that was one of the crafts that lady Gil from Hole in the Wall had brought that day. So I did that, and I had my doctors check out my port. And like, I forgot to mention this for the other 2 days. Every day you meet with your doctor before you start your chemo, and then you meet with them at the end again, or just to check in, and they'll ask you how you're doing and stuff. So that was that. And then day 4, I had a Neulasta shot, whatever you want to call it. That goes in your thigh. I'm not exactly sure what that's for, but flashback to day 3. They take your the needle out of your port the end of day 3, and then they'll re-put it in day 8. Oh, that's what they did for me. So then day 4, I got my Neulasta shot. And there's also something called Flashes of Hope, and I'll have to put in some pictures because they're so pretty. Flashes of Hope, it's this organization where they come to your hospital and they take pictures. I'm not sure exactly how many months apart it is. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but it's free, and they just come to your hospital, and you just have to tell your child life specialist that you want to, it's basically like a cute photo shoot. And so this one, they set up, it's like a photographer, they set up a background, like you can do cute poses and stuff. They take a lot of pictures, and then they send you a link, and you can see all your pictures on the website, or your website, and it'll be all of your pictures that you've ever taken with Flashes of Hope. So that day we did the family photo shoot first, and it's in the same building, just the surgical center right next to the oncology part. So we did that, and then so we did a family photo shoot, and we all wore, well, my mom, myself, and my 2 sisters, we all wore black shirts and jeans. And then my dad wore a plaid shirt because he loves plaid. I don't know why. So we did that, and then my mom and I went next door to the oncology, and that's when I got my shot, and they taught her how to do it. So then eventually, for my cycles 2, 3, and 4, the shot would just get sent to my house, and my mom would do it for me. So so we didn't have to go there every 4th day. So after that, I actually went to school my cycle 1 day 4, and then I left for the photo shoot and my shot, and then I went back to school. And my last period class was Gov, and all of a sudden, like, I started shaking, and like my eyes were like seeing black spots everywhere. So then I texted my mom, and I really don't remember, like, if I went to the bathroom or I'm not really sure. Oh, I remember. I texted my mom, and then my mom called my guidance counselor, Mrs. Fredericks. So then Mrs. Fredericks came in, and she got me and like talked to me in the hallway. And so she got my stuff out of my Gov class, and we went down to the nurse, and then I just sat there and I waited, and my dad came in, and then they ended up letting him wheel me out to the car in the wheelchair because I was like dizzy and I was seeing spots and like black spaces, and I was shaking like uncontrollably. So that was that. And then my mom called the nurses and they were like, that's like weird, like that shouldn't have happened, but let us know like how she is for the rest of the night. So then the rest of the night, I just like, I think I just needed sleep or something. Like I was sleeping for the rest of that day. And then skip day 5, day 6, day 7, and day 8. All I had to do was take my steroids, my prednisone, because that was a part of my chemo treatment. So day 8, I'm trying to remember what I did on day 8. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Day 8 was a short, not really, like it was all of them, all the other days besides day 1 are short compared like to day 1. So basically I just did some more crafts, coloring, I tried doing some schoolwork, and that was that. So then after my day 8, I ended up, my hair started falling out, and it started like really hurting my scalp. Like my scalp was in so much pain, I guess, from the hair trying to fall out. So then I kept having my mom like brush my hair and brush my hair and brush my hair. So I ended up shaving my head on December 13th. And then December 14th, there was the Chop holiday party for Voorhees at the mansion. And I ended up going to that. But December 13th, the day that I shaved my head, I left school early because I had an appointment at this salon, Martino Cartier, and he does wigs for wishes or wigs and wishes. I'm not really sure. It's one of the two. And so I went, and I wasn't expecting to actually like shave my head. Like I was thinking about it, but I wasn't really sure if that was something like I really wanted to do, because I don't know, like it was just like weird to me, I guess. So basically I went there because I wanted to get a wig. I ended up getting a wig, but I had to shave my head because it wouldn't have fit in on my head properly. So, oh my god, this is so sad talking about this. So I ended up shaving my head, and I'll put pictures in because this was literally crazy. Oh my god. So I shaved my head, and then I ended up getting my wig. It was crazy. So then December 14th was the chop party. And also I had school. Yeah, I'm not really sure what day this was. I'm not sure the days of the week, but December 14th, at night was the chop party. And so basically I didn't wear my wig the next day, and I had school, and my mom talked to the school and everything, like I could wear hats and stuff. So my best friend Sydney would always drive me to school. She lives right down the street, so she picked me up, and I told her that I shaved my head, and we went and we got coffee at Dunkin' Donuts on our way to school. And we went in through the front of the school, and there's like a entrance to the locker room, the girls' locker room, and we used that because she had gym. So then she went to put her gym bag in one of the gym lockers. So basically I was like, what should I do? Like, should I take my hat off? Like, people are gonna know. Like, I was like freaking out. Oh my god. I was like literally freaking out. I was like, what? Oh my god, like people are literally gonna know. Like more than like my close friends. Like, I didn't want the whole entire school to know. But like I wanted to be in charge of like when my hair like went away, and like I didn't want like it to like just watch it fall out, like watch it, because like I was like, it was super upsetting. So like I ended up shaving it, and then I was wearing a gray hat to school. So I did, and like we were literally like there's 2 doors to leave the locker room. We were at the first door, standing right under the door frame, and I was like, what should I do? Like, should I wear my hat? Like, what should I do? She was literally like hyping the fuck up out of me. Like, she was like, you can do it. Like, you literally look so adorable. Like, you can do it. Like it's fine. Like just do it. Like, I don't know, like if you want to do it, but if not, like I'm not pressuring you to do it. Like, she was literally like trying to make me feel better about it. So then like, it wasn't that I thought like I looked ugly with like a shaved head. It was just like so weird, considering like everyone would always be like, oh my god, your hair looks cute today. Like, oh, like what products do you use? Like, always asking me like that type of stuff. And so just the fact like I was like, I don't know, it was just weird to me. Like, I didn't know what to do about it. So I ended up not wearing my hat. And like the first, like there's like some people like I've never talked to in school like before. Like, obviously like I don't know everyone in our school, even though our school's pretty small. And I got a couple weird looks, and I was like, oh my god, Sydney, like what the fuck, like what am I gonna do? And I was like, I can't put my hat back on now because everyone's just gonna know like I'm hiding something, like I'm hiding. So basically I just left it off for the rest of the day. Yeah, so I just left it off for the rest of the day, and like I kept getting like people asking me questions, like, what's going on with you? Like, what's wrong? Like, do you want to tell me something? And I was like, no, like nothing. And then this one girl that I'm friends with, her stepsister, she was like, hey, like a lot of us are wondering, like, do you have cancer? And I was like, oh. She wasn't like trying to be like, she wasn't being rude about it at all. She was like she was concerned, and she actually cared, like not to where like other people are just like, oh, you have cancer, like not like that, not like rude, but like they were like, oh, like you have cancer, like they didn't like know how to take it, but she had it before, she told me. And so it was just kind of like, I don't know, like more comfortable like talking to her about it. I don't know. I was like, yeah, I do. So that was that.